Hey friends, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you are new here. Goodness, my name is Katrina and I'm super excited you're here. All right, so today we are going to talk about homeschooling laws in Virginia. I have my laptop open over here so that I can see everything and make sure that I'm getting everything right. Please make sure that you are doing your own research and that you're not taking what I'm saying and just saying, oh, well, blah, 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 said. Okay, please do your research, look up the laws. Things may have changed. Right now, there's currently a bill that could change some of the things in here that I'm about to say. So please make sure you do research. I will have plenty of links in the description below for you guys to go check out. Okay, but as of right now, as of January 2025, these are the homeschool laws in Virginia. Okay, again, don't take my word for it. Please do your research. All right. So currently there are 4 options for homeschooling in Virginia. You can homeschool under the option 1, which is the home instruction. Okay, and I will go through each of these after I tell you a little bit more about what all of them are. I'll go a little bit more in depth. Okay. So again, we have homeschooling option number 1, which is home instruction. Option number 2, which is the religious exemption. Then we have option number 3, which is the tutor option. And then we have option number 4, which is the private school option, which I do not know anyone who does that. I've never heard of anyone doing it. But let's go ahead and get into homeschooling option number 1 first. Okay. Man, the glare on these things is killing me. But all right. So under option number 1, you can homeschool by ensuring that you possess one of these 4 home instructor qualifications. First, you need to have a high school diploma or higher degree, okay? Or you need to possess a current Virginia teaching license, or you need to provide your child with a curriculum or program of study as part of your home instruction program. So basically, like if you were to do Liberty University online, things like that, I'm not quite sure if that one, I think that one does qualify. It would have to be some kind of program like that, like a online or whatever program. Or you would need to give evidence that you are able to provide your child an adequate education, okay? So basically this is writing a letter stating why you believe that you can homeschool your student, okay? So you would choose one of those options and then you would file your notice of intent. Your notice of intent has to be sent every year by August 15th. Okay, so if you plan on homeschooling for the 2025-2026 school year, then you would send it by August 15th of 2025. Okay, if you were pulling your student out mid-year, you just send it in once you decide, as you pull them out when you decide to homeschool. Okay, so you send in your notice of intent. There are a couple of ways to do this. You send it to your superintendent always. When you are sending in your notice of intent, I will go ahead and link some things below that you can send it in. I personally email mine. You state your list of subjects, you state the children that you will be homeschooling, and you just send that in. There are a couple other things that you need to add, but again, I will put a link to that in the description below. Okay, you send that in. You're good to go, all right? So then at the end of every year that you have homeschooled, you need to provide some proof of progress, okay? There are a couple of different ways to do this. You can do it via testing your child, doing the CAT tests, Seton tests. There's so many different options. Tons and tons of different options. I can do a video on just that if you want. So You can do an evaluation letter from a person that is licensed to teach in any state, or a person with a master's degree or higher in an academic discipline. Okay, this child needs to know about the children's progress, etc. This is the option that we are currently using. We have tested in the past, and we have just decided that for now we really like the evaluation option, and it's going really well for us. There are a bunch of different ways that evaluators work. Some meet over Zoom, some meet in person, some go through your portfolio, some talk to the children, some do all of the above, some do a combination. You just have to find the evaluator that fits your needs. If you ask in the HEAVE group on Facebook, HEAVE is Home Educators of Virginia. Home Educating Association, something like that. Anyways, I'll link it below. There are so many evaluators that will be like, hey, we evaluate. There's some evaluators that work specifically with neurodivergent children. There are some evaluators that work specifically with people who choose to homeschool, like Charlotte Mason or Montessori or unschooling, or etc. So there are definitely many options under there. All right, so another way to send in your proof of progress is to send in a report card or transcript from a college or community college home education correspondence program, or a college distance learning program. And then there's another way where you send in an evaluation or assessment, which the superintendent determines to indicate that the child is achieving an adequate level of educational growth and progress. But this is something that you would need to discuss with your superintendent beforehand. This isn't something that you just do. Okay, but there are plenty of other options in the above, so I would go with one of those. All right. Another option for homeschooling. So we've covered how you do option 1. So now we're going to talk about option 2, which is the religious exemption. So basically what you do here, there's a lot to this. I suggest working with HSLDA and HEAVE if this is what you're choosing to do. A lot of things can get misconstrued here, and so I definitely recommend reaching out to them and working with them when you're doing it. Basically, you are going to send in an application stating that you hold bona fide religious beliefs that prohibit you from sending your children to school, okay? You do not include political beliefs, you do not include philosophical beliefs, moral, none of that stuff. It is based solely on your religious beliefs, and it's not just Christianity, it is any religious belief, okay? You send in an application, they review your application, and then they send a letter back either approving you or denying you. Once they send you a letter of approval, you are able to begin homeschooling your student under the religious exemption. If you homeschool under this exemption, you do not have to do the notices of intent every year, and you do not have to do the proof of progress every year either. However, sometimes they do ask you to reapply every year. So again, make sure you read your letter, make sure you're working with HSLDA or HEAVE, and that you are following everything and that you're understanding everything correctly. Right. So then we have option 3, homeschooling with a certified tutor. Okay, so a person with a current Virginia teaching license can apply to or ask the superintendent to approve him or her as a tutor. Okay, so once the person is approved, they can tutor any children that they want, even if it's their own. And when this person asks the school board or the superintendent to approve them as a tutor, they do not need to notify what child they will be homeschooling. Okay, and then we have option 4, which is under the private school option. It allows private school students to attend their school without physically being present at the school if the student's attendance is for the same number of days, hours per day, and during the same period of the year as public schools. If a private school student receives his instruction while he is at home, it will resemble homeschooling in many ways. So yeah, I just suggest doing one of the other ones. That one's a bit confusing, but I will link it below so that you can read more about it. Like I said, I'm gonna leave a whole bunch of information below, and if you guys have any questions, please leave them in the comments below and I will try to answer them, or I will direct you to where you can find answers. And happy homeschooling, guys.